test that. Now, please be sure to communicate with me via the chat as well on this page, any particular questions that you've got. But like I said, I'm going to be going into the six-figure sales presentation blueprint and what it will mean for your business, where you can position yourself as the expert authority, the hunter, the seller hunter, generate free leads and traffic which chase you on a day-by-day basis, but how do you convert that traffic into sales? And then more likely and more importantly, into premium sales. People who are not here today and gone tomorrow, but people who, of course, can be sure to leverage your highest end products and services. So let's just put this on the screen just for 2 more minutes and then we're going to go live. Just wait for everyone to go. So how to create six-figure sales presentation for videos, webinars, and calls. Okay, let's go to the next page. Let's see what's coming up. It's just taking a while. Let's go back to the presentation page. Okay, we got the slides ready. Okay, good. Next page now. Okay, right, I'm going to put myself back and we're going to go in now. Okay, so first and foremost, guys, it's great to have you all here attending this event, the six-figure sales blueprint, how to position yourself in the eye of the storm and how to attract your premium quality leads to you and how to convert them as positioning yourself as the expert authority. So what we're going to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to just let you know about why we're doing this actual event. We're doing this event because literally public speaking is the #1 fear of all Americans. Okay, it is a #1 fear of all Americans, and there is I wouldn't say there's a good reason for that, but there is a reason for that, and you need to be aware that when you are building your business, you do not want to be stuck in not being able to sell. Okay, sales is a wonderful thing, and you've got to be able the actual opportunity to be able to sell and sell high end and do it with ease, do it with leverage. So public speaking is the #1 fear of all Americans, and that was a report published in 2013. Now, would you believe it? It's the #1 fear, and that fear is this actual video is going to just give us a little bit of a breakdown of why do people get stage fright and why are they afraid of public speaking. Let's just take a quick look.
4% of professional actors have experienced stage fright at least once, and the other 16% are totally lying. Hey folks, Lacey Green here for DNews. If it hasn't already, there will come a time in your life where you'll have to speak in front of a group, and when you do, you'll probably experience some form of stage fright. It's that fear in your brain that makes you a little stressed, like what if I trip over myself? What if people realize that I'm actually full of shit? Stage fright is an interesting thing because it's a manifestation of one of our most primitive concerns, our survival. It's a fight or flight response that everyone has, one which used to protect you from things like saber-toothed tigers. But when was the last time you had to stave off a giant wild animal? Probably never. One of the perks of being at the top of the food chain. In our modern world, saber-toothed tigers are deadlines, bills to pay, finding a mate, what people think of you. Basically, thanks to this evolutionary remnant, toxic stress hormones flood your body over things that don't actually threaten you. When it comes to stage fright, it happens because your brain's hardwired to care about what people think. It's self-protection. The fight or flight response starts with the hypothalamus. It triggers the adrenal glands in your kidneys and then begins pumping you full of adrenaline. Then your heart rate speeds up and your digestive system shuts down and your mouth may go a little bit dry. Your neck and back contract.
Okay, so that's a lot of stuff that actually does. When you are afraid of public speaking, you're afraid of committing yourself to doing excellent sales presentations. So we're going to overcome all that. So I've given you a little bit of a breakdown about what it actually means when and why. And it's not just, how can I put it, it's not just yourself. It's like I said, 2013 there was a report done. It's a #1 fear of all people when it comes to doing presentations. It's not just yourself. So that's something to be aware of. Let's go to the next actual page. Okay, so if it's a #1 fear, this #1 fear is beyond even the fear of heights. Okay, the fear of heights, the fear of falling from a high flight. Okay, it's beyond that level. And then if we continue on, it's even beyond the fear of a plane crash. Now, me myself, I'd obviously, planes and things like that, they are something which you don't really have control over. Even when you get in your vehicle, you don't really have much control over that situation. So it's not the nicest of situations to be in. But when it comes down to it, public speaking has been rated as higher than the fear of flying, okay, and the fear of plane crashes, the fear of heights. Let's continue. It's even higher than the fear of death. Believe it or not, it's higher than the fear of death and dying, public speaking. So we've got to come to the end, and we've got to get to the bottom of why people are afraid of public speaking. And of course, how you're going to be able to convert that weakness that many have into a strength. Okay, so let's get to it for your business today. So, who is this webcast for? Who is this actual webinar event for? That's a key question. Who is this actually for? Well, this is for network marketers, this is for chiropractors, this is for dentists, mortgage brokers, realtors, information marketers, consultants, speakers, attorneys, accountants, you name it. If you're on this webcast now, you want to know the exact steps and secrets about how to make presentations. So 6-figure sales presentations for your webinars, for your videos, and for your calls, especially for your calls as well. How do you convert the mass amount of prospects through your business, okay? So let's continue. Now, before I even just continue on this, we know this individual, this great man, and he's obviously Steve Jobs of Apple computers. And Steve Jobs has got such an incredible presence when it comes to performing his actual presentations when it came to the iPad or the iPhone or the new MacBook and things of that nature. Steve Jobs was a man. And he had such a way of making it a theatrical event coming to his presentations, and that's why people bought iPhones and things like that in huge numbers, huge quantities. So let's just take a quick look at how Steve Jobs used to conduct himself. Let's take a look.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world.
Okay, so let's look, from a positioning standpoint, he gets you excited. Okay, the moment that he walks on the stage is very cool, he's very suave, and he says, this is a moment that I've been looking forward to for the last 2 years. And in fact, this presentation that you're actually viewing right now, this webcast, I've been looking forward to actually performing this for the last 3 months at the very minimum, because it's something which is so close and so near to my heart. When it comes to presenting, when it comes to conversion, that is everything, because traffic is king, but conversion is queen, and we all know who runs the household. So let's continue on and see what Steve Jobs, how he used to position himself on live.
1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. Well, today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls.
Now, this is the thing, guys. when you're actually making your presentations, you have to build it up. Okay, you have to build up the energy. You've got to build up the actual excitement for the event, right? And this is what Steve Jobs did exceptionally well. He used to build it up so whereby you are just drawn in straight away. You know, you cannot help but, oh, what's coming next? What's coming next, right? So in this actual webcast, I'm going to reveal to you the exact step-by-step, and even constructing how Steve Jobs used to do it. So you can be able to actually leverage the exact same strategies, okay? So this, of course, is a six-figure presentations vault, and let me just update that for you right there. Let's take a look. Awesome. So let's continue on. We'll look at the final part of what Steve's going to say.
The second is a revolutionary mobile phone.
Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just get on camera and I'm going to just tell you this, guys. What you need to always make sure that you're doing is you always want to make sure that you are building an actual framework for your presentation, okay? You're building a framework for how this call is going to go, how this webinar is going to go. You're going to learn these three things, okay? What actually Steve Jobs is doing right there is he's set the stage, right? He's building the framework. He's saying, at Apple, you're going to, of course, you know, we have brought together some revolutionary products over the years, and, you know, today is no different. I've been waiting to share this with you for the last 2 years. And then he says, today we're introducing 3 revolutionary products. And, you know, for a company to be involved in one is magical. The first one is a widescreen iPod. The second one is such and such. The third one is this. So you're like, wow, 1, 2, 3. And what happens is it makes the person stay to find out what is number 3. Now, what he's then going to do is he's then going to actually, I'm going to put it, he's then going to break down further about what number 1 is. So all the major points of number 1. So we may keep you for 20, 25 minutes understanding what, you know, part 1 is, number 1 feature. Then he's going to go over number 2's feature. Now, I'm just going to skip to it real quick so you can see the blueprint here, and then obviously this is what we're going to do for our businesses.
And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Okay, right. So, guys, one thing that I've just shared with you, like I said, he's built up the momentum, right? And then he says, today, Apple reinvents the phone. And it's all has been in one product, and it is, of course, the iPhone, okay? So that is very, very powerful. All who are aware of this, and don't forget that you can, of course, attend this live, and you can actually come on camera and ask me any questions live as well. You'll see it on the sticky link on this actual, actually it's on this side of the page. You'll see on the sticky link where you can actually, of course, directly come and put your camera on and speak to me live as well. Any particular questions about your business. But what I'm trying to say is this. He has just set the framework and he's opened the loop. You yourself there feel like, wow, okay, I'm getting this, I'm getting this, I'm getting this. These 3 things, and oh, it's the iPhone. So he's got you with the hook. Okay, and we're going to talk about the hook today as well. Your headline, your punching thing, which is going to make people come to your events, come to your webinars. It's going to make them come to you and of course, be live, be attentive. When it comes to the phone, you're going to learn this when we speak on this phone, on the sales call, not positioned as a sales call, but on the strategy session, for example, or on the breakthrough session about your business, or if you're a lawyer, if you're a dentist. When we talk about what's going to happen, you've got to have a headline. The top ways to, of course, keep your teeth white, etc., etc. Now, what did Steve Jobs do? He kept your attention. So we're going to go through right now, and I'm just going to show you the exact blueprint for this now. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. Let's go to the next one. There we have it. Okay, great. Okay, so there's a great book that Steve that has actually been done about Steve Jobs, and I thought I'd share this with you. And it's The Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs: How to Be Insanely Great in Front of Any Audience. So that's a great book for you to read, and that's on Amazon. And don't worry, guys, everyone who's viewing this and has access to this webcast will be able to, of course, this is a beautiful thing. You'll be able to, of course, get the slides as well at the end of this webcast. You'll be able to get your slides. So everything that I'm sharing with you, you'll be able to have access to. So you don't have to rush to take notes. You're going to have access to the slides. Okay. And, of course, you get access to it at the end of the event. Let's continue moving forward. Right, now I'm going to share something with you which is really important, guys. If you want to make great presentations, we're going to need certain tools, aren't we? We're going to need really good software, etc., to ensure that we can get a great looking presentation. Now, how we achieve a great looking presentation is sometimes you can do it with things like this, like I'm using my iPad right now. And I'm going to share with you a special app which will make your presentations look exceptional. A special app will make your presentations look exceptional. Now, if I can just zoom in, actually, yeah, you'll see this, well, down here, there's this actual logo, and it's called Haiku Deck. And I'm just going to share with you real quick what Haiku Deck is. So Haiku Deck is an app that you can see for your iPad, for the web, etc. And it's presentations that inspire. Meet Haiku Deck is completely new kind of presentation. It's amazing. You can make exceptional presentation slides. You do not want to have the old school or the normal per se presentation slides. You want to have really good looking presentation slides. So you don't want to be using Microsoft PowerPoint. You don't want to really be using Keynote and the bullet points all the time. This is a really cool software. Like I said, it's called Haiku Deck. And if I just tap on the app real quick, I've just tapped on the app, and that's the logo. Okay. And I'll just show you, just give you a little bit of a breakdown of what the actual software looks like. Okay, so this is one of the webcasts that we've done from before. So I'm just going to show you how the actual software works. Okay. All right, so literally there, see? Marketing to the affluent. And then I can literally tap on here, tap top right, and I can click on photo, and it will pick up, hopefully you can see that, it will pick up any word, so marketing affluent. So if I tap on affluent, this is the Haiku Deck app, and I really want you to make sure that you get this for your iPad, and you can also do it online as well, because in order to make really effective presentations, you want to make sure that you look great as well, right? And look, I've just typed in affluent, and let's just scroll through, and I can see quite a number of pictures which are associated to affluence, right? So look, I just tapped on one of those images that was there. I need to charge this battery. Tapped on one of those images that was there, and literally now I can click done, and now it comes up with the full picture as one of my slides. So marketing to the affluent, go where the money is. Look at the metaphor as well, going to the, following the stream, following the river of where the money is, right? And if I just press play, and that goes full screen. Look at that for a presentation slide. You do not get that in PowerPoint, okay? You don't get that in PowerPoint as well. So you want to make sure that you are using really cool software. Now, okay. Oh, awesome. Great to see you on the event. Fantastic. Right, now let me continue. So we're talking about marketing to make six-figure presentations. So the first thing, like I said, is I'm sharing with you is how to utilize that app, which is Haiku Deck. Now, like I said, you're going to get the slides with the actual breakdown of this, but as you can see, presentations that inspire. Okay, now let's move forward. So we want to make sure we're leveraging the newest technology, the hottest technology, the technology that allows you to keep your prospects focused on your presentation longer and generates even more sales. Okay, now the newest technology is the opportunity to be able to interact live with your prospects and live with those business owners who are joining your business. Right? Let me just move on this real quick. Okay. Right, so those business owners are going to be joining you live. You want to have that opportunity to speak to them and to see them. Now, what software am I referring to? What software with President Obama are we looking at, which allows you to keep your prospects focused on your presentation longer and generates way more sales? Well, of course, that is what you are on right now, and that is Google Hangouts. Okay, that is Google Hangouts, and I'm going to be showing you the exact step-by-step blueprint of how to leverage Google Hangouts for maximum results in your business. Okay, so let me just say hey first and foremost. I believe that's Audrey. Great to see you on the webcast, Audrey. Great to meet you. I think it's a little bit, there's a little bit of a mute on it. I'll put myself back on, but great to see you. Now, look how this is exceptional, guys, because you can actually, of course, interact back and forth and live, right? And it looks great. It looks really, really great because you can ask any questions and your actual business owners that you're working with can ask you any questions. So let's continue moving forward. So the newest technology is Google Hangouts. I'm going to give you the exact strategy about how to use it for your business. So let's move forward. Okay. Now, before I get to that, what I wanted to talk about was, if we're going to use this software, why would we use this software? Well, we're going to use this software because, look, even President Obama is utilizing this software, okay? Even he is using this software to do a lot of his actual campaigns, and they are called the Fireside Hangout that he actually did. So let me share with that.
My fellow Americans, I seek to look beyond the doors of the White House into the hopes and fears of men and women in their homes. Our capacity is limited only by our ability to work together. I am determined to do my share. Now, it is your turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Steve Grove and I run the Community Partnerships team here for Google Plus in Mountain View, California. And
let's move forward and let's see right there, look at the president right now.
Who in fact have seen greater wage and income growth. This is just one portion of our efforts to make sure that workers are also benefiting from the hard work that we're all.
Now that's fantastic, right? They get to actually ask President Obama any particular questions, and he answers them. Okay, it's you know, it's live, it's unscripted, and this is what your prospects are searching for day by day. They want to be able to build that relationship with you.
Mr. President, if I may jump in, I am curious about what the minimum wage will do to just regular people. The minimum wage, raising it, will do to regular people like me. I've been in a situation where minimum wage has been raised, and I've had to let go to employees from a nonprofit,
etc. Right? And then they have the opportunity to ask the president any questions, and like I said, the president will answer them. Now, you are going to be equipped by the end of this webcast on what to do when it comes to producing presentations which convert, and also being able to interact live with your audience. So let's take a look.
Because we just couldn't afford the wages anymore. But as a mom, I worry about, you know, how that's going to affect the bottom line when I go to the grocery store, you know, when I go to get that Starbucks in the morning after dropping my kids off at school, or at the gas pump, you know, how will
Let's move it forward.
To go out of business because they're providing a little higher wage to minimum wage workers.
And that's perfect, right? Because everyone is looking for transparency. They're looking for transparency in the president. They're looking for transparency in your marketing, okay? So make sure that you utilize that to the fullest, okay? Because that's what they're looking for. They're not looking forward to being able just to chat with you and things like that, but they want to be able to speak directly, live. I mean, here's a quick look at even Richard Branson from his actual, of Virgin Airways and Virgin Galactic, etc., etc. He's doing the same thing.
There's so many people who come up with great ideas that are told it's not such a great idea, or just don't end up doing it. The key thing is give it a try. If you fall flat on your face, pick yourself up and try again.
Are you being asked that question, or are you being?
Okay, so she's asking her questions, etc. So this is way bigger than just Skype. This is way bigger than just doing normal webcasts. Okay, so I'm going to get to the point right now of why Hangouts. Hangouts are fast. Hangouts are easy to use. They're more personal. And of course, they're free, and they're recorded straight to YouTube. They're recorded as they call Hangouts on air. Okay, so the beautiful thing is, once you've finished your actual training, so you can do this for group coaching, you can do this for one-on-one coaching, you can do this for any type of meetings that you have, it's recorded straight into your YouTube account, of course, and you can share the link out once it's actually recorded. So it's instantly done, it's fast, it's easy to use, and it's beautiful. So that's why we utilize Hangouts. Let's keep moving forward. Now, what I want to share with you at this point, guys, is this part, what I'm going to share with you right now, is important. It's about knowing why your story counts. This is where you're going to make those high-level presentations count. And you do it by telling your story. You do it by letting people know, I am just like you. I have the same hopes, the same aspirations, the same fears. I have the same ability to achieve, but I took these specific steps. I started from the bottom, and this is where I am right now. And I can help you because I'm just like you, okay? And my heart is with you. So you want to make sure that you are telling your story in your presentation. So I thought I'd just embed my story real quick, and this is what you can take full advantage of.
Hi guys, this is Nathan Salmon, aka Capital Visions, and the reason why I'm doing this video is very, very simple. Today I wanted to show you a walk in the steps of my life of, where it all started, where I first worked. I've done a lot of jobs along my time, and
let me forward it a little bit. This is about me working, of course, when I was working at Subway.
It all started, and as you can see, open for service.
Okay, and I'm going to get to this. Let me just put myself back on camera. So guys, you want to make sure that you tell your story. So wherever you are in your situation right now, wherever you are in your life, I want you to do it. This is me. This is the job that I'm at, or the job that I had. This is where I lived or lived. This is what my vision was. I wanted more. In fact, let me take you in right now and show you where I actually was working. Why did I actually make this video? I made this video so people related to me. Too many times people don't have the ability to relate, and then people's defense system goes up. So that's why I made that video. Let me just go on and continue on it real quick.
Like working with me here, how's life, everything.
It was great, and I tell you, it's a moment I really miss. I wish we always have those moments back again.
I'm weaving in there different motivation. The hardest thing to do is to let go. I could have happily stayed there in the job for the next few years. It was all I could see for my future. I didn't realize my true net worth.
So I remember.
Now let's keep going.
Having a drink, that was me.
Okay, I'm moving.
Sandwich artist around. I used to work here. I was one of the best sandwich artist around. Who's the boss again?
I'm showing him proof. I'm showing him a picture of me. Let me show you real quick. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Who's the boss again? George used to love me. I was so efficient, but I used to always come to work late. Is that a picture of me?
Now I see all the picture.
Yeah.
You don't come out.
Let me see that.
That was last year.
That was.
Okay, that was right. As you can see me on camera. So what I'm trying to show you guys is you want to make sure that you actually are building that relationship automatically. Okay. Now let me take a quick question from Audrey. Okay, Audrey. What's your thoughts so far? What is your belief system when it comes to actually leveraging presentations? How have your presentations gone in the past, and have you been able to tell your story before in your presentations?
Hello guys. Before, no, I wasn't able to tell my story. Now I'm more comfortable telling my story in my presentation because I know that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I know that people relate to me better when I tell them a little bit about myself, a little bit about my story. They know that I'm a human being after all, you know.
That's it. That's absolutely excellent. Yeah, definitely. And you see, the beautiful thing about because we first talked about the tools, then we're talking about the foundation now of the story. The beautiful thing is about leveraging tools like this, we can have open dialogue. You talk, I talk, the camera goes to you, the camera goes to me, and that's what people are after. In your marketing right now, guys, you must be leveraging this tool, and you must be making sure that you have your story down, because that's what's going to make people say, yes, I want to work with you. So let me continue moving forward. Thanks for that, Audrey. Okay. Right, let's go. And, okay. Let's continue forward. Okay, so there, let's go to the next.
That's right. And that's right there.
Let me just...
Hey, my friend. Cool, man, cool.
Right, let's go forward. Okay, so what are the success keys? What are the success keys of a successful presentation? What are the success keys of successfully dominating this newest tool, this powerful medium, which is Google Hangouts, to conduct those presentations? So instead of just working with one person at a time or closing one deal at a time, you have the opportunity to close many at once and build them in, bring them into your actual theater. Okay, let's call it, build them into your theater. So you need a hot hook. Now, what did we start at the start of this actual presentation? I shared with you what actually Steve Jobs' hot hook was, and that was, today Apple reinvents the phone, right? Remember that? Today Apple reinvents the phone. So that was his hot hook. Then you want to make sure you have excellent emails. So, for example, the emails which actually drew you to come to this event, they were timed specifically, and I'm going to tell you exactly what page that they were sent to and why and how and the headline, etc. You want to have an optimized registration page. You want to make sure that it's simple setup, and of course, finally, a powerful presentation. Those are success keys of dominating and utilizing this amazing new tool. So a hot hook, excellent emails, optimum registration page, simple setup, and a powerful presentation. So let's move forward. Now, as you can see here, hot hooks. Now, one thing I just want to put myself back on camera. What have I done right there? I just shared with you what Steve Jobs did. I gave the example at the start. Steve Jobs, he said, you're going to see today, Apple, we've been privileged since 1989 to bring out great products, and I've been part of a certain amount of them. But today, I've been looking forward to this for the last 2 years. Today, Apple reinvents the phone, and today Apple reinvents another product, and you're going to learn you're going to have three key things. You're going to have, number one, it's an internet communication device, a widescreen iPod, and the third thing I think was something like internet browser. And then he said the three things, and then he said, oh, it's the iPhone. Now, the same thing, I've just given you 4 key points. No, I gave you 5 key points. What were those 5 key points? Let's take a look. Let's go back. The first one was you need a hot hook. Second one, you need excellent emails. Third one, optimum registration page. Fourth, simple setup. And of course, 5, a powerful presentation. So what is the first thing that I do as soon as I've gone onto the next page? I talk about the hot hook. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I keep my audience, and this is what you need to do. Make sure that you keep your audience to the end of the presentation, because there's going to be someone who wants to know what is simple setup, or what is the optimum registration page. I want to make sure I get to that, right? So that is, of course, as I was saying to you before, you are opening the loop. And when you open that loop, they need that loop to be closed, so they stay with you to the end of the presentation. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a sneaky strategy there for you. So let's move forward. So you need a hot hook, okay? Something that's going to grab them in, something that's going to pull them in to attend your event, and to come to the phone call, to come to the strategy session. You need a hot hook that's going to make them come to the webinar, a hot hook that's going to make them come to your Hangouts, etc. Right, let's move forward. So here's some examples, some great examples of some hot hooks, right? So how one click strategy brought in $5,000 from dead leads. Now that's a hot hook. That's a great headline, right? A great thing that you can put in your email to attract people to come in, right? Another one, create a lead generation magnet in 3 hours or less. Another great one, because it's giving specificity of time, and of course someone who wants to know how to bring in a lead magnet, that's for them. How to build a 5- and 6-figure info business the cheapest and fastest way possible. Okay. Oh, I've just seen your message there, Ronnie. Unfortunately, you don't have a camera, but the application is very interesting. I'm glad. Excellent, no problem, buddy. Obviously, on the next webcast, you'll be able to, of course, utilize it. And of course, I'm going to be going through what cameras I use as well. So that's all to come in this webcast. So how to write emails that generate sales like magic in 9 minutes or less. Now, we've got a really cool email strategy, which it's just exceptional. We get great copywriting in our emails and the subject lines, etc., which make sure that people come to our events or come to whichever thing that we're promoting. 8 steps to growing your business by 25% to 75% in just 48 hours. What a great hook. I want to know what that is. You want to know what that is, right? You need a hook, guys. Another one, how to make 6 figures online using the newest free online tech tool. Now, the individual who sees that, what is that newest free online tech tool? That could have been the headline for this event. You see what I'm saying? How to make $117,000 in 67 minutes starting from scratch. So I hope everyone's aware of the power right now of leveraging such hooks to bring people in. Right, let's keep going. Right. How to make millions from medical marijuana in 10 easy steps. Now, what I need to share with you is this. You want to target your niche. So let's say I was in a niche, it was a network marketing niche, and the product was about medical marijuana. That's a great headline to draw people in to register for my event. Okay, so let's just come back to that real quick, and I'm just going to give you the breakdown of it. All right, so how to make millions from medical marijuana in 10 easy steps. But this is how we make that headline better. This is how we make that hook better. Let's just reverse it. What you want to do is you want to always put, as you see, put the number first. 10 easy steps for how to make millions from medical marijuana. Let's look at the difference. The top one is how to make millions from medical marijuana in 10 easy steps. But how we've changed it to the 10 easy steps for how to make millions from medical marijuana. That converts higher. That's even better. The 10 easy steps. And once again, put the number at the start. 7 ways to run faster for longer without even training. If you put that in the right niche, the gym niche, you put that in the athletics niche, you'll do very well. 5 ways to boost your profits 10 to 30% in 60 days or less. You've got the hook again. You've got the open loop. They're saying, well, what are those 5 ways? I've got to attend this event to find out what those 5 ways are. Why 6 years of poor sleep made this doctor rethink everything he learned in medical school. Awesome again. All right, let's keep moving. I'm actually going to share with you in a second what this software is that I'm using. But as you can see, yeah, excellent emails. That's the next thing, right? So I'm continuing to move forward in this this presentation. So excellent emails. You've got to leverage excellent emails. But before I get to that point, because we have the actual question from Ronnie before about he didn't have the camera, but the application is awesome, I want to show you a couple of different things that I use. Let's see. So we've got a Blue Yeti microphone, and I use this for my sound. Blue Yeti microphone. Okay. I've got 2 cameras. Let me see if I can Let's see where I'll put my other one. It's around somewhere. I'll put it somewhere. But the camera that I'm using right now is not the camera on my laptop. This is the Logitech C930E. And that is actually put on a tripod. So it's not the camera which would be here, because you'd assume that the laptop's up here somewhere. Or here. No, this is the actual camera on a actual tripod. Okay? And that's a Logitech C930E. And then I also have an additional camera, and I'm going to share that with you in literally 2 seconds once I've found it. And so you can go between cameras. So that looks really, really great in presenting. Okay. Now, in fact, I'm going to ask Audrey real quick what camera she's using, if it's the camera built in on the laptop, or if it's the camera built in, or it's an additional webcam. Okay, Audrey. Is that your camera on your webcam? Or, no, is that your camera on your webcam? Is that your camera on your laptop, or is it an external one? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
When right now, or when I make my videos?
Right now, the one that you're using right now. Is that on your built-in laptop?
It's the webcam.
Okay, so it's built in on the laptop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no problem. Right, so yeah, so that's one thing that we're going to say, guys. Make sure that the actual webcam that you're using is an external one. So a Logitech C930E, it's probably about maybe $100. Yeah, it's around $100, etc. Get yourself a nice tripod, and it really looks great. You can have different types of tripods. Here's another one that I've got. This is a table tripod, and they actually do come as a deal. You can get the both of them. They come as a deal with when you get the Logitech C930E. And so yeah, let's continue to move forward. Thank you very much for that, Audrey. Okay, right now let's keep going. Great stuff. Okay, so you want to leverage excellent emails to draw people to your events, and your emails, you want them to be very, 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 very personal. Don't talk as if you're talking to many, but talk as if you're talking to one person at a time, like you would in a normal email. So, great days to do webinars, great days to do Hangouts are Wednesdays and Thursdays. So Wednesdays and Thursdays. So you want to send an email out on Monday, email out on Tuesday, email out on Wednesday, email out on Thursday. And of course, reminder emails, because we all lead very, very busy lives. And so you can send out reminder emails, and there's a bonus I'm going to tell you about afterwards. But reminder emails which follow with the people who also registered, so that you also get them excited for attending the event. Now that is what we call the intensification process. The intensification process. So you keep those who actually registered hot and ready for the event. Okay, so that's the intensification process. Now I've actually found it. So I thought I'd share with you. Yeah, this is the Logitech C9. Oh, yeah, the camera's up there. This is the Logitech C920. Okay, this is the Logitech C920, and that, of course, I can plug this in, and we can have two fields of view. So when you're doing your actual Hangouts, to make them even more professional looking and, you know, like a studio, you can have two cameras, right, which will look great. So let me see if I can just switch between cameras right now so you can see what it would be like conducting your webcast. So look, see this? So this is the Logitech C920, which is down here. And if I just pull it up a little bit there, so you've got like a glare behind me. But you get the drift, right? And then I can now, of course, switch back to the camera. So leverage as many as you can, at least two, you know, down the line when you're performing, because it's just going to make your setup even better. So let's say you had a whiteboard, you could of course have one on you right now, and then you could have a whiteboard up there, and then the actual other camera is on the tripod, and all you need to do is walk around and use a whiteboard and you just switch between. Okay, great. I just wanted to clarify that. So let's keep moving forward. So excellent emails. Okay, now on the day of the Hangout, so today, send out free reminders. Free reminders. So an email first thing in the morning, an email 6 hours before the event, and an email 1 hour before the event. So I think I actually sent out one, I think it's something like I think I sent out one an hour before and also one at 20 minutes before, or I may have just sent out one 20 minutes before, but these were all pre-set up. It wasn't, you want to have it all pre-set up. You don't want to be frantically at the last minute of your presentation or last minute of your event or your webcast, be frantically running around. Get them all pre-set up. So first thing in the morning, 6 hours before the event and 1 hour before the event. Now, let me give you a little bit of an underground strategy. This is a bonus strategy. You can leverage text and voicemail. Okay, so a software that we use is called Tropo, and you can also give your audience a handout or PDF download that they can print once they actually opt in. So this is something to be aware of. So let me give you this real quick. Text and voicemail registrants. So the people who've registered, you can send them a text message 15 minutes before the event goes live. That's automatically done through the software called Tropo, where you can actually send them a text and also leave them a voicemail. And that will be sent to all your registrants. And you can also give them a handout or PDF, which they can download that they can print once they actually opt in, and they get value, and they get commitment, and they're engaged. And they can also have fill in the blanks. So what is the best, newest online tech tool which everyone's going crazy about? Question. What is it? They don't know. You know what I mean? So it just keeps up the curiosity. And of course, like I said, you create open loops in the prospect's mind because they want answers. And if you do it right, it gets them even more intrigued. And the only way you can get the answers is for them to come to the Google Hangouts. And then obviously you get them onto the event, and this is a strategy called compliance. When they're on the event, let's say for example, I was saying to you before, I was like this. I said, you want to make sure, guys, please restate the name of the microphone. Also, no problem. There is the Blue Yeti, and let me give you this point first, guys. The actual point that I was making was that you want to make sure that because you can see your audience on camera or communicate with them via the chat, but just like when you're doing seminars and presentations on stage, you always say, how many of you guys out there have ever been shy before? Raise your hands. That's what you do, right? That's what you do on the stage because it gets them compliance, it gets commitment. We're all in this together. And they all raise their hand. Yes, we're all doing this, right? Now, in the same respect, when you want buy-in, you want as much buy-in in your presentations as possible. So you will say things like, isn't that great? That's going to make them say, yes, of course. Or wouldn't you like to leverage these strategies for your business so that you could grow and position yourself as the expert authority? Of course, yes. But let me give you another point right now, guys. Ronnie has just asked, please restate the name of the microphone you're using. So what I would say is, okay, guys, this is compliance. Everybody right now, please write this down. I'm going to say it out loud. Blue Yeti microphone. The more I get you to be integrated in the presentation is the more compliance, the more we're together leads to where we want to go, right? So I'm actually going to put that actually in here as well. Blue Yeti microphone. Okay, and let's click post. Yeah, great, Blue Yeti microphone. Now let's keep going. Okay. So remember that point? When you're on the event, say, write this down, fill in this box, or in this section, draw this. Or you may even do a poll. You may even do a little quick survey, and they can actually, of course, communicate via that. Right, let's keep going. Bullet points in emails. This is interesting. So in your emails, you want to write really good bullet points because bullet points, they give you, it's like a quick overview, a quick summary of what's coming, but you get them excited. You don't just say, on this event, six-figure sales presentations, you're going to learn about traffic, you're going to learn about, how can I put it, how to sell better and how to make more money. No. Let me give you an example of a bullet point that could be used. How to unlock and identify exactly who it is you can best serve with the skills, experience, and knowledge you already possess. Then in brackets, this makes making a lot of money much easier and way more enjoyable. So look at the much. I've made it bigger and I put this in brackets as well. This brackets is what you call an afterthought, right? And that's what people like to see. Here's another great bullet point, like the hook. The number one thing your prospects are looking for and exactly the way you need to describe it to draw them irresistibly to you like a moth to a flame. And I need to come back on camera. Now, isn't that a great bullet point, guys? You know what I mean? Isn't that like, wow? You know, it's like a metaphor, a moth to a flame or a fly to the light, etc. It draws your prospects in. So that, of course, you want to make sure you have these types of bullet points. Let's keep going. The single most important component of your entire online arsenal. In fact, if you get this right, you can practically build a thriving business from just it alone. Or the key secret to creating an information product that practically sells itself. And you can repeat this over and over again. In a nutshell, a simple 3-step formula for having a real deal information products business that takes all the head scratching. Once again, that's a metaphor. It takes out all the head scratching. See what I mean? So, oh, head scratching. So you want to write as you talk. Okay, big secret there, write as you talk and write to one person, don't write to many. When you're presenting, speak to one person, don't speak to many. So the key secret to create an information product that practically sells itself, and of course takes all the head scratching out of what most gurus will tell you is extremely complex process and makes it easy. So what am I doing when I say here? Takes the head scratching out of what most gurus tell you is an extremely complex process. I'm actually saying, look, we're in this together. These guys haven't got a clue. I'm going to reveal to you what these guys don't want you to learn. So it could be most gurus, or it could be your upline, or it could be your mentor, or it could be, you know what I mean? We have to have an enemy. Okay, we have to have an enemy who we can throw rocks at, and then you get your audience to throw rocks at the same people, and you become one. You become a tribe together. Key point. Okay, let's keep going. So you want to write a bullet that is based on the hook and make your bullet points specific. So here's an actual one. How to make 6 figures online using the newest free online tech tool. That could be the hook to bring people to the event. But the bullet points, let's for example, using the art niche. The single most surprising factor to consider to price your art for fast sale. So the single most surprising factor, like they're going to be saying, wow, what is that single most surprising factor? Well, let's say you're in the weight loss niche. The single thing that you can use to lose 10 pounds in 5 days, guaranteed. Hey, you know, let's talk about, you know, intrigue and curiosity. That's going to get them. Another one, if you're in the sales and persuasion niche, the #1 secret that will guarantee you will upsell 50% of your clients after the close. Let me say that again. The #1 secret that will guarantee you will upsell 50% of your clients after the close. Great bullet point. So make the bullet points based on the hook. Okay, we're getting through it right now. Now at this point, you want to actually have an optimized registration page. Okay, an optimized registration page. This is really good to have and to ensure that you get as many people coming to your events as possible. We also have different strategies which we use called an advanced customization hot link. So rather than them even needing to go to a registration page, they click an actual link in the email and they're pre-registered. They're automatically registered from clicking a link in the email. That's pretty cool as well. So I share that strategy as well. But let's continue to move forward. So you want to have an optimized registration page. Okay, and so you can see here, here's one, how to make $117,000 in 67 minutes from scratch with your own info marketing business, right? Let's keep going. Now, the optimized registration page, you need a headline, aka the hook. So how to make $117,000 in 67 minutes starting from scratch with your own information marketing business. That's a headline. You want to have the date and the time, because at the end of the day, if they don't know the date and the time, they may not be able to attend, or they'll attend at the wrong time. Makes sense, right? Scarcity, warning, seats are limited. You've got to get people motivated with action, to take action to attend. And they can't, it's not like, let me put myself back on camera because I'm making another key point. It's not like video where they can watch video at any time. You want them to come to the event, you want them to come and they are engaged, okay? You want them to come and they're engaged on what it is you're going to be actually teaching, okay? Very, very key, very, very crucial, guys, okay? Now let's keep going through. Scarcity, warning, seats are limited, and of course, the rest of the copy that's from the email. So this copy here from the email. So let's move forward and let's analyze one of our pages. Let's take a look. Right, so this is actually the actual page which you saw where you actually registered for the event, right? So, you know, how to create 6-figure sales presentations. Discover my, so let's break this down. The hook is there. How to create six-figure sales presentations. The bullet points are here. The newest technology that allows you to keep prospects focused on your presentation longer and generates more sales. What is that software? Well, we kind of know what it is now. What you should do first before you create your presentation. The critical elements you must weave throughout any sales presentation. How to structure your teaching points that moves your customers closer to purchase. All right, we've got the arrows to the button. Then, of course, we've got the time of the event. Then, of course, we've got a quote here. This is cool, a testimonial. When I first saw Nathan's videos on YouTube, I was blown away by the sheer value which he was giving away for free and the case studies of his successful clients. I was sold on working with him even before I came to his website. My only issue was if he would be willing to work with me. I'm so glad that he did. Right? That's copy. Right? So you've got to leverage that. Let's keep moving forward. Right. Now, this is a cool one, guys. Like I said, I always try and give you examples of what people are doing all over the world, okay, and what all types of business owners are doing. So I've given you an example of Steve Jobs, how when he does his Apple events. I give you the example of Barack Obama leveraging, obviously, Google Hangouts as well. I give you the example of Richard Branson from Virgin leveraging Google Hangouts. Now, CNET, if you've ever heard of CNET and they do a lot of technology reviews, you need to have, or you should have, or I would advise you to have video throughout, if it's when they register or when they are on the thank you page once they've registered. So I'm going to give you an example of, getting someone excited, someone hot for the event that's coming up, right? Now this is what CNET actually does for their events. They get you excited.
What's up, CNET Nation? Brian Tong here on this Monday, September the 9th, just a day before Apple's event. And we kick things off with a how-to for taking control of those color-changing Philips Hue smart bulbs if you're willing to pay $200 to get started. Then we can't ignore Apple.
Now take a look at that. How-to, right? He's gonna show you on the event, but you have to register. He's gonna show you how to get rid of or to sort out those bulbs. Another one, Apple Event Preview, because they're live at CNET, or they're live at when they do the actual events, right?
Apple's announcements tomorrow at 10 a.m., so check out our event preview, all the things we're expecting to see, and we also have the top 5 features you, the CNET audience, want to see in the iPhone, but the question is, will we get any of them? Also, make sure to tune into our live coverage pre-show starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time with myself, Molly Wood, and Donald Bell. We'll be covering the entire event and taking your live phone calls and tweets, so join us then. Thanks for coming out, and be sure to watch all of those videos and more on CNET TV today.
Powerful, right, guys? Okay, so I'm giving you live examples. This isn't just me who's doing this. This happens all over the world, and I want to make sure that you've got the exact blueprint. Okay, so we've got to get them to come to the event, right? Let's take another look. If anyone's aware of this individual, I mean, you should be. David Beckham, the great football player from Manchester United. Now, I'm not a Man United fan. I'm a Chelsea Football Club fan. But David Beckham, is world-renowned brand, the Beckham brand. And, of course, let's take a look at what he does to get people to come to his actual Google Hangouts, his fans, right, to come to his Hangouts. So let's take a look.
David Beckham. I'm excited to let you know that I'm doing an exclusive Google interview next week, and I'll also be doing a live hangout with you guys on Google+. Check my Google+ profile for the latest details on the interview. And if you want to ask me a question, just post it with the hashtag #GoogleBeckham right on Google+. See you soon.
Look at that, guys. Right? Powerful. Now, let's also got a little bit of background noise. Just mute that real quick. Okay, great. Now, what you also want to do, guys, is we want to make sure that we have simple setup. Now, what did I do? What did I do at the start? I built the framework, right? As I told you. Let me put myself back on camera, right? So I built the framework. I said you're going to learn these 5 key steps, what you need to have a successful presentation, which is going to convert. You need to have a hook. You need to have this, and this, and you need to, of course, be able to do the presentation at the end. But one of them was a simple setup. That was actually number 4. The third thing was emails, compiling emails, etc. So as we can see, we're on number 4 point right now. So I've kept you from point 1 right through to point 4. We're going to get to point 5 right now. So like I said, the open loop, it's really, really imperative. And also, just one thing to be aware of with Hangouts, you want to make sure you're branding yourself on your Hangouts as well. Have a good background. I've been trying to practice how to do the guitar and things of late. So it's a nice little thing to have as a prop in your actual. I see Audrey smiling when I'm playing the guitar. So it's a nice little thing. Always think about your actual background. Okay. Now what you can do, there you go, is you can also have just always be aware of what's behind you. Of course, and you can also, if you see the lower third here, you can brand it. So this has been branded with what's six-figure presentations vault. So that's been branded below there, and it's very, very easy to do. I'll just show you real quick. In fact, there's no need to show you, but you can do all that. You can have pictures of family and things like that. So you've got a really cool looking broadcast. All right, let's keep going forward. So like we said, simple setup. Right, now, it's very, very simple, very, very easy to do Hangouts. It's literally sign in, start Hangout, and of course you can leverage the live chat. It is child's play, really, but it's, you've got to know how to construct it, but it is very, very simple to do. So, A, B, C, and that's what we love about it. There is different softwares that we've used over the years, such as things like, what do you call it? What's his name? My mind is gone. Yeah, things like GoToWebinar and things like, which are cool, but it requires your audience to download a software, or you might use Adobe Connect and things like that. But you want to make sure you're leveraging Google Hangouts. Number one, like I said, it's fast, it's easy to use. But like I said, we're actually streaming live right now, and then as soon as this is done, it's automatically recorded and uploaded directly into our account. Okay, very, very powerful. And of course, it gets incredible search rankings. Now, you viewing this, you know what I'm like. I love SEO ranking. I love dominating with video. Now, one thing that we've been doing, we've run our test for the last 6 months, and I'm telling you, Google Hangouts rank even better than normal YouTube videos. So that's another major bonus. Let me say it one more time, Google Hangout videos actually rank better than YouTube videos. So the damage that we've been able to do, when I say damage, I say it in a good way, what we've been able to do with getting our positions out there and dominating search phrases, now leveraging Hangouts is a whole nother ball game. Now, that's what I'm trying to say. By you being part of this event and you getting access to this information, you'll be able to do exactly the same, because you want to make sure you stand out, okay, and you have that exposure above all competition. So let's keep going. So like I said, it's simple. Sign in, start Hangout, live chat. Let's keep going. Now, we're on the 5th and we're on the final point. And this is about, we want to make sure we have a powerful presentation. And I actually put this image in here for a key reason. Yes, it's a strong guy, cool. But one thing I put this image in here on purpose was to show you that don't get images with text on. Okay, so you see here it says like Dreams Time, etc. Don't get images with text on. You can get a lot of stock photos directly from Google where you don't need to have this, but I thought I'd put it in there to show you don't want to have that on your presentation slides, okay, because it just detracts them away from what the image is, right? So that's key, that's crucial, guys. So make sure you get nice stock images without any text on them. And of course, so we're going to move forward to the powerful presentation. This is key now, guys. Now we're getting through to the magical formula. Okay, now before I get to the magical formula, let's see, do we have any questions? And I'm going to ask Audrey if you have any particular questions at this moment about presenting. Let me make sure I've taken you off that. Yeah, go ahead. Let me just make sure I put you on. Okay, you should be able to speak now. If you you may have to click the unmute.
Let me do it. Okay, fine.
There we go. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so any particular questions that you've got at the moment, Audrey?
No, I don't have any questions.
No questions so far? Okay.
Not right now.
How are you enjoying the presentation, firstly?
It's interesting.
Excellent. Good, good, good. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going then. No questions, and I'll keep looking out in the chat if there's any particular questions, guys. Okay, now let's go for this. It's the magic formula of presenting. So, as you could see at the start of the event, I said, who is this for? I said this is for chiropractors, I said this is for network marketers, I said this webinar is for mortgage brokers, realtors, accountants, attorneys, etc. So, you can always start your presentation or your sales call or your actual webinar as such. Start off like, who is this for? So this is for you if you're looking to learn how to do this, 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 and this. Also, this isn't for you if you're not this type of person, this type of person, this type of person. So it's good because it separates the wheat from the chaff. So that's always I'm giving you the exact blueprint now, guys. So let me do it once again. Let me raise my, put it right. Okay, guys. Everything that you see on this screen right now, which I'm about to share with you, make sure you write it down. There's so much value. I'm giving you the exact verbatim, step by step, of what to say in your presentation. So get your pen and pad out right now. Compliance, okay, on what to actually say to get this actual your presentation converting at the highest amount. I'm going to show it with you right now. So everything you see, take notes, especially the headlines. So this is for you if ... Or to get their attention, you're going to then say, guys, turn off your email, don't surf the internet, switch off Twitter, put your BlackBerry down. Now is the time. I'm going to be sharing with you the exact key steps. And then that's where you get to the third point, because in today's webinar, in the next 67 minutes, I'm going to teach you exactly how to, and then you restate the hook. So the hook of this one was how to make six-figure sales presentations. Right, so that's how you segue through to it, guys. So, so guys, turn off your email, turn off your email, or turn off your BlackBerry and Twitter and all distractions. Put the kids outside of the house in the cold. You've got to get this information, right? And in the next 67 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to, and then you restate what the actual hook was, which drew them to the event, drew them to the strategy session call, drew them to the webcast. Now, then you move on to the T's. I've got an amazing bonus for everyone who's actually going to be viewing this actual webcast. Once you are later on in this webcast, I'm going to give you access to the six-figure platinum bonus gift. Okay, so everyone who stays to the end of this webcast, you're going to have access to the six-figure platinum bonus gift. Now, this is what you would say at the start of the actual webcast. So, of course, this is an interesting dichotomy because I'm actually doing an actual webcast about how to do webcasts, about how to do Google Hangouts, right? So I'm revealing all my strategies of what I'm doing, but if I didn't reveal the strategy, you wouldn't know what was actually going on behind the doors, right? Behind the closed doors. So what I'm saying is, you want to make sure you leverage it like that. That's how you position yourself, okay? So I have an amazing bonus for everyone. Later on, you're going to get access to the six-figure platinum bonus gift. So I'm opening up that loop again. And so it forces your audience to stay so they get that platinum bonus gift. And of course, I've named it. I'm not saying, oh, it's this, you're going to get a PDF, or you're going to get this. I've said it's a platinum bonus gift. You want to put a good name to what it is, what they're getting. And you're also going to get the notes and slides for this presentation. Okay, cool. Let's move forward. This is part 1B. Then you move on and you say, guys, I would like your feedback of the event. And of course, I would like your feedback at the end of this call or the end of this presentation. Any points, any questions, anything you didn't like, hey, just let me know. And of course, at that point, that's where you're able to, collect the testimonial via the actual attendees, sending them via an email or them sending it via PDF. So what did I do with on the actual registration page? Remember, there was a picture on the registration page of the individual who gone. Let me just see if I can. I always like to go back to my examples. Let's scroll down. Where was she? Registration page right here. Right. Let's just let this open. Right. Look at that. So this was someone who actually joined my business via the actual one of our webinars. Right. So when I first saw Nathan's videos on YouTube, I was blown away by the sheer value which he was giving away for free, etc., etc. And where have I been able to leverage that? On my webinar registration page and put it in my webinars. Okay, let's keep going. So let me scroll down. We've gone through a number of, as you can see, I've gone through a number of these slides, and yeah, this one here. Okay, great. So I'd like your feedback for the event, guys, and of course that gives you the opportunity to collect the testimonial. Then, of course, like I said, you want to use the testimonials to prove on the next Google Hangout why somebody should come to this one. So you would say, you know, that's what you would leverage. So even if it was a video that someone uploaded for you, you could leverage that and say, oh, guys, I got so much massive value. You know, you want to make sure that you come to this event because it's going to do wonders for your business too. Now, of course, like I said, what are you going to learn? You're going to learn in the next 67 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to, etc., etc. Restate the hook. Let's move forward. Now, the magic formula part 2. So this is it. See if you can get as much information down here, guys, as possible. So, who is this for? This is for if you are this, this, and this, and this. And also, this webinar isn't for if you are this, this, and this, and this. I've given that example before. What are you going to learn? You're going to learn this, this, and this, and this. So that's where the hook comes in. Then you're going to learn point 3 is the tease. You know, for all those who stay to the end of the webcast, you're going to get access to the 6-figure platinum blueprint gift, the 6-figure platinum presentation gift, etc. Then you're going to come into the story. What did I do at the start of this webcast, guys? I showed you my story of when I was at Subway, right? So we use the same framework. We use the same formula in every single one of our webinars. This is why they convert at the highest amount, and this is why yours will convert at the highest amount, okay? So you bring in your story. It's a reluctant hero. I wasn't, you know, I didn't want to be a hero. It just happened, like kind of like Superman, right? So I'm just like you. Then you move into the core content. And so let me just move it. Let's just so you guys can see it a little bit clearer. I don't think I can do that. Okay. Okay. So let's see now. Yeah, your core content. So this is your 3 main pieces. So what to do. You basically teach what to do, but not necessarily how to do it all the time, right? So what to do, but it's 3 main pieces. So what did I do? I said, I actually gave you guys 5 main pieces, but I said you want to have a good hook, you want to have great bullet point emails, you want to have an optimized registration page, you want to have and it's simple and easy to set up, and fourth, to make great presentations, a great presentation. So those are the 5 points. Right? So that's that point there. I wanted to share that with you. So 3 main pieces of content. Now, then after that, so you can pretty much guess what's coming up next, guys. You want to present your offer. Now, this is how you would kind of say your offer. This is a nice segue. Now, guys, in fact, let me put myself on camera so you can't actually see it, so it would look more natural. Okay. Now, my friend. You know, your logical question may now be, how can I do this? Well, there's actually 2 things that you actually can do. There's 2 things that you can actually do right now. You've enjoyed this webcast, you've enjoyed this presentation, you've enjoyed this strategy session. Number 1, what you could do is trial and error. You know, you could just keep doing what you're doing, keep muddling along, not getting mentorship, not even getting coaching, and keep muddling on and see how it goes. Or the second is by speed of results. But since you were smart enough to actually attend this webcast and to stay until the end, and to stay until right now, I know you're somebody who actually wants results quickly. You're not someone who's on the fence, who's sitting there thinking and deliberating about what and when they should do that, you know, when they should do this, when they should make that change for their life, when they should buy this product which is going to make benefit, benefit, benefit. So what you need to do right now is to take massive action. And then that's when you give them specific order instructions, right? So let me go back to the actual page so you could see the script of that. So as you can see, I just took it from there. So now your logical question may now be, how can I do this? Well, there's 2 things, my friend, that you can do. One is by trial and error, or the second is by speed of results. But since you were smart enough to attend and stay until now, I know that you're somebody who wants results and results quickly. I know that you're somebody who wants to be able to incorporate everything I've taught you in this presentation and have the exact blueprint just done for your business so you can get those rapid results. Then, of course, guys, as you can see, you're going to give them specific order instructions. So what you may do at that point when you're giving the specific order instructions, you may do what I'm about to do right now. You may say, let me put myself back on camera. You may say, okay, guys, so if you're serious about the growth of your business, If you're serious about taking it to the next level, positioning yourself in the eye of the storm, then I, my friend, want to work directly with you right now. I want to work with you to build your business. I want you to be part of our group coaching elite. In fact, I'm making that available to a select few. In fact, and as you'll see on this page, and then literally just display what you offer. Right there, you can join the elite coaching program that we have, which is for only $497 per month. You can join our elite coaching program, our group coaching mastermind, where I'll be able to, and then you just go through what the exact points are. So as you can see, it's actually live right now. You can see it on the page. And that's where you segue in from the content that you produce, the massive use value, into now the offer. So I'm going to leave that up there, and I'm just going to go back to the actual blueprint. Okay, so you're going to give them specific order instructions. Then after that, you're going to give them a fast action bonus. So the first 20 people who order are going to get this. So they may get a free strategy session. They may get specific access to more home study course tutorials. They may get you know, whatever type of gift that you can give away. And of course, you've got to sell that gift. You don't just assume that they see that gift as value. You've got to tell them, look, if you're having a free strategy session with me, you know, I charge $500 an hour for my strategy session. So you see what I'm saying? You've got to sell that as well. Everything you have to sell. Don't take things for granted. Then you're going to have a second fast action bonus. Remember what you teased at the start, i.e. the 6-figure platinum gift. So guys, I'm also going to give you, direct your email right now, that 6-figure platinum gift, okay? Which I promised you that I was going to share with you. You see what I'm saying? So you've kept them on throughout your presentation for that gift as well. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Okay. And of course, close, you bring the close through, okay? So they will have, at this point, they will raise their hand, they say, Luke, based on your content, where you've broken up step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and you've told them what step 1 is in depth, step 2 is in depth, step 3 is in depth, they are ready, primed to go. And you, of course, bring through your close. And of course, there's different things. You could also bring through, mix in different testimonials. Okay. So what I always like to do, guys, is I always like to throw in a little bit, this is a little bit of a bonus strategy, but I always like to throw in a little bit of motivation as well. Because a lot of times, guys, what you'll find is that people live very negative lives, or they have a lot of negativity around them. So you need to not necessarily be me who not pushes them off the fence and takes them action, but it can be somebody who's external. So it could be a video that you grab from YouTube, and so, you know, you mix that in, you segue that in with your actual content. So let me show you real quick of what I would do in bringing that just before the close. Take a look.
Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and your hand can't make it to the alarm clock before the voices in your head start telling you that it's too early, too dark, and too cold to get out of bed. Aching muscles lie still in rebellion, pretending not to hear your brain commanding them to move. A legion of voices are shouting their unanimous permission for you to hit the snooze button and go back to dreamland. But you didn't ask their opinion. The voice you've chosen to listen to is one of defiance, a voice that says there was a reason you set that alarm in the first place. So sit up, put your feet on the floor, and don't look back, because we've got work to do. Welcome to the grind.
So you're going to say, guys, it's going to be a grind, you know. There's going to be times where you're going to feel like giving up. There's going to be times where you feel like, oh my word, I just want to go back to not being on camera. I want to go back to, you know, just, you know, muddling along. But guys, if you're here, you want to be successful. When you think of Apple, you think of Steve Jobs. When you think of Virgin, you think of Richard Branson. And I want to help you build that brand. It's not always going to be easy, but I tell you what, it's going to be worth it. Okay? It's going to be really, really worth it, because you're going to be the one who's going to be sitting in this chair, delivering your presentation and getting mass buy-in. Okay? And people realizing that you are the expert authority and you are going to be the hunted instead of the hunter. Okay? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Very, very key, very, very crucial.
For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. The thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, and you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet. But you aren't going to, are you? With each step comes the decision to take another. You're on your way now, but this is no time to dwell on how far you've come. You're in a fight against an opponent you can't see, but oh, you can feel him on your heels, can't you? Feel him breathing down your neck.
Now, let me tell you this, guys, one thing for nothing. When you are consulting, when you are coaching, even when you're actual, you get a new client, you still need to motivate them. Once they're actually in your program, they're still actually going through your home study course, training, etc. You've got to motivate them to even go through this. So you've still got to put in content in your members area, which is like that motivation, okay? Because they still have those thoughts of fear, those thoughts of doubt. So you've got to still weave that into your communication. Now, like I did promise you, 6-figure presentation, blueprints, the exact thing that when you're actually making your content, your videos for YouTube, you want to have the same thing. Leave them with some motivation at the end. So when you say, hey guys, before, I'd love for you to obviously click the link in the description and head over to our website. But let me just tell you a quick key quote from what Tony Robbins says. Not Tony Robbins, Dietrich Bonhoeffer said. And I put a picture up of Dietrich Bonhoeffer. And it says, action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Let me say that once again, guys. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness from responsibility. So I'm transferring it over to Dietrich, and then Dietrich preaching to you as well. Dietrich saying, yes, you've got to take action right now. You've got to click that link in the description. So that's how you convert as well, guys. Okay, leveraging testimonials, leveraging, of course, motivation. Okay.
You know what that is? That's you. Your fears, your doubts, and insecurities all lined up like a firing squad, ready to shoot you out of the sky. But don't.
Okay, so let's keep going now. Okay, now, what I'm going to do before I get to that is I'm going to ask if there is any final questions or any feedback. Actually, I'm going to go to Audrey, trusted Audrey, once again. And if you've got any particular questions or feedback or what you've learned from how to present, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Okay. Oh yeah, you're going to have to unmute again.
Any questions? Still no question. What I learned. I think I learned a lot, actually. I think I will be able to do, to change the way I was doing my presentation and add a little more so people can get more content. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Good. Now, like you said, you want to ensure that when you're doing your presentations, you've got the framework. If I've gave you the actual list. Did you actually make notes of it? I think yeah.
I did, but not all. I couldn't get everything, so.
Good. Now, let me say this to you. Now, if I'm doing a presentation and I'm trying to close as many people as possible, I want to make things great. When I say great, I want to make things lots of value, but incomplete, if that makes sense. Because if you give away everything, what is their desire to get your coaching? What is their desire to get your actual home study course? So what was the little strategy I gave before, guys? The little strategy I gave before was I said, okay, everybody write this down now, what you can see on the screen. It was going to be obvious that I was going to be switching from screen to screen. So what would happen is, now obviously I've given you guys the behind the scenes, how we do it. But what I'm saying is, your audience is like this. Let me just get all this down, right? But it's virtually impossible to get it all down. So then they know, oh my word, in order for me to get the exact framework, the exact blueprint, I've got to invest with Nathan. I've got to invest with Audrey, with Ronnie, with Arthur, etc., etc. I've got to position myself with these individuals. See that little strategy there?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so the teacher doesn't always, imagine if I just left up the framework on the page and I just kind of went for a cup of tea. Everyone's getting the whole thing. Oh, right, have you guys seen this? Well, do you know what I mean? So that's another thing, guys. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people an opportunity to take advantage of this. I'm going to give you an opportunity, guys, out there who are serious about growing your business. Thank you so much, Audrey, for your input there. Do you have any questions, firstly?
Not now.
No questions at the moment. Okay, awesome. Good, good, good. I'm glad you got value. Right, now let me put myself back on. Okay, awesome. And there we have it. Okay, guys, so you see the value, of course, in learning these strategies and how to obviously leverage Google Hangouts. And, of course, I want to work with you directly. I want to teach you in a group environment specifically how to do this, how to crush it online, how to become the hunter instead of hunter. I want to teach you directly how to do this. And the same token, you know, we look at this book. And this is a magical book, and it talks about the power of a mastermind. What am I doing, guys, again? I'm transferring it over, transferring over, not from me, not me saying it, but it's Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And lots of my audience have obviously viewed Think and Grow Rich. They've read the book. So this book could be worth $1 million to you, as you can see there. You know, it's the power of a mastermind. You know, one of the key chapters in this whole book was the power of a mastermind. So you want to make sure, guys, that you're part of a mastermind. You're part of an actual group where you can ask questions. You can actually speak live on camera, even just as you've seen Audrey speaking live on camera, asking any particular questions about her marketing and being able to interact directly, just to touch the hem of the garment like we read of in the Bible, right? That's what people want, the power of a mastermind. Let's keep going. Now, within our group coaching program, all who see on the actual right-hand side of the page right now to be part of this program, I implore you, I encourage you to get started and to join our elite groups that we have. We have several different groups at different time zones. We have coaching and things of that nature. Now, the curriculum. Now, before I get there, guys, since I'm teaching you, and I'm teaching you behind what I'm teaching you, where did I get this slide presentation from? I got it from that actual app I was telling you about at the start, which was Haiku Deck. Remember that app? I've made this, you know, with the background, with the library, and of course the text here, curriculum. I got that from the app Haiku Deck. So what's the curriculum? What were you going to be taught? You're going to be taught all different types of things, all different types of traffic generation strategies, all different types of all different types of conversion secrets. And of course, you're going to learn how to brand yourself. Specifically, you're going to come twice monthly to group hangout sessions. Okay, so as you can see here, the left on the guys there producing the value, and here is the student. Okay. So that's what it would be like, you know, but you can interact. So twice monthly group hangout sessions I want to invite you to be part of this group coaching program that we have. Okay, so you get twice monthly group coaching sessions, just like how you see it here. And of course, it's live questions and answers. You can raise your hand, ask any questions about your marketing, and they are answered directly at the front. Let's keep going. As I said to you before, guys, it's recorded and uploaded into private members area. So everything that we've done right now is going to be recorded and uploaded, and that's what our group coaching sessions are like. But it's, of course, more nitty-gritty, more step-by-step, more where you get to say out your specific script of your videos. I critique it specifically, directly, one-on-one, and I give you homework, what you need to be doing by next week, what you should have achieved, etc. Okay? So recorded and uploaded into your private members area, which you get a full lifetime access to. Let's keep going. And of course, yeah, it's recording. Beautiful. Like I said to you before, you get checklists and you get homework. Now, it's really, really important that you give people homework and that you have homework and that you have accountability. Because in order for you to have that accountability on yourself, once you're a client of mine, you need to be ensuring that you, of course, are following through on the content that you're producing, right? That you are not just each week just coming to the sessions or every 2 weeks coming to the sessions and you're not implementing. You want to make sure that you are following the checklist. So you always give your audience homework. So that's what I'm giving you when you're part of our group coaching program. You're going to have homework access, okay? Great. Then, of course, you're going to have an accountability partner. So we have platinum one-on-one clients who will do one-on-one coaching with us. But we also have, obviously, clients who are in our group coaching, but we have platinum one-on-one clients. So sometimes what I do is I actually mix you with an accountability partner. So I look through my clients and I say, well, okay, yeah, Michael will go well with James. So those two will be accountable to each other, and you get to share Skype information together. And you're probably on the same time zone as well, or in the same industry. So you get an accountability partner. So when you're feeling down, that other one raises you up, as I do. And when you're feeling inspired, you can inspire the other one to continue to go forward with massive action. So you get an accountability partner in our group coaching program. Okay. And naturally, you get the opportunity to be 3 to 6 months ahead of your competition. You get to crush them. You're 3 to 6 months ahead of them. So there's no longer sitting around waiting, thinking, okay, what should I be doing? You get the latest strategies and techniques to brand yourself, to position yourself in the eye of the storm, and to always become the hunter instead of hunter. Not for a couple of months, not for a couple of years, but lifetime. Position yourself as the expert. So you're minimum 3 to 6 months ahead of your competition. Naturally, you get access to step-by-step tutorials. You get instant access. The moment you get started, guys, you're going to get instant access in the members area to step-by-step video tutorials. So you, from the gate, before our next coaching session, have access to specific tutorials which you can implement. Okay, you can implement and you can get those incredible results, so that when the actual hangout starts, you're already up to date. Okay, be ahead of our next coaching session. So you get step-by-step tutorials and instant access. Now let me just segue real quick. As you can see, guys, where did I get these images from? I got them via the app, Haiku Deck, and of course in the middle, step-by-step tutorials, instant access. Now one thing you're seeing here, these images correlate to what I'm talking about. We're in this together, a team. So that's why I have these great images as well. So these are things that I'm going to be teaching you how to do via the app as well. And there's tutorials inside the members area about how to do that. Here's a little bit of a screen of what's in the members area, how the members area looks. Okay. Now, guys, what I would say, as you can see on screen, join now. Okay. It's only $497 per month. Okay. Join now, and it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. You can click the button. You can get started right now. Join now. It's time for you to become that expert authority. It's time for you to truly crush it and to become that individual who is chased from all over the world. I believe Audrey is based in Malaysia. We've got people who are based in the United States, in South Africa, of course in Europe. And there is no limit to this. And I want to make you aware that there is no limit to your brand equity. When you position yourself out there, you become the hunter instead of the hunter. You can have business from all over the world. And this is imperative that you get started right now. Now, okay, let me give a little bit of a quick tip again. And I taught this in our actual last coaching session. I'm pointing directly to where the actual button is to get started. That's another key thing, guys, to make sure that your actual presentations convert and they convert at the highest rate. Also point. Or when you're doing your videos, don't make a great video on YouTube and then you say, okay, guys, click the link in the description to get started. You've got to say, look, click the link in the description. Visual, okay, visual. So that was just another little bit of a quick tip as well there, guys. But like I said, it's only $497 per month for you to be able to get access into this elite group coaching mastermind. Okay. Now, if there's any questions, be sure to enter them into the chat right now. Or as the saying goes, let me put myself back on camera. Or as the saying goes, forever hold your peace. Okay? But guys, it's been absolutely phenomenal. If you've got any questions, please place them into the chat right now. I'm open and live for any questions. And it's formidable, the information that you've learned so far. I'm so glad that you've been able to attend. And I'm just looking forward to actually working directly with all of you. And what I would say to you is this. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Who's that? Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Individuals out there who come to webinars, come to trainings over and over and over again, but are scared to take that step. Now is your step. Now is your time to take that step. You know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with your first step. You know, if you're serious about the growth of your business and you don't want to be always on the fence and always thinking, what if? Get started. Work directly with our actual mastermind group. Get those rapid results. This is what we call speed to market. You know, at the end of the day, if you're also someone who's been in a situation where it's been trial and error, and you've sat there on your computer for hours and hours on end, you know, just thinking, wishing, hoping. Now is the time to make your dreams a reality. Get started. Position yourself in the eye of the storm. Now, what I'm going to just share with you, a final thing right now, is I'm going to share with you an actual cool software. This is a bonus now, guys, and I'm so glad, you know, we're finishing up in literally 1 minute. I'm so glad that you've actually seen up until this point the actual software I actually use to make this presentation, because this is actually a very important thing I need to tell you. When you're actually making these Google Hangouts, YouTube doesn't actually like you to always YouTube doesn't like you to actually put YouTube videos in their Hangouts. They can actually switch them off. They say, hold up, you know, this is copyrighted material. Say, for example, I did that Steve Jobs one before, right? Or Richard Branson one, or what other examples have I got? There's other different videos that I've weaved throughout this presentation. Now, YouTube sometimes, when they actually will switch off the Hangout, or they'll give you a warning saying you're using copyrighted material. Or in the Hangout, they'll give an option which will say, yeah, you can put YouTube on within this actual thing, but only people who are on the film strip can view it, which isn't any good. There's a way around it, and I'm going to show you the software which I use where it just seems to bypass that. So I thought I'd just share that with you, and make sure you write this down. Now I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to write it down. I'm going to type it on in the chat, and that is, there we go, that is dropmark.com. Okay, let me just show you real quick. So this is Dropmark, and as you can see, all of the actual slides, I've just gone through them bit by bit via Dropmark. Okay, so you know, as you can see, President Obama, Richard Branson, my video, my Subway video, etc. The success keys, the hot hooks, excellent emails. Look, David Beckham, as you saw it before, simple setup, beautiful. Look at that. And of course, as you can see, that was the last slide. So that is dropmark.com. And that enables you to be able to create your presentations and have them online. And of course, I can, at this point, I can send this link out to directly anyone to view this presentation, view these slides, and to give you full access to. So all who get started, and all, of course, who are viewing this, who are actually my Platinum Mastermind, will have access to this as well. And you may get a bonus access to these slides as well, if I feel as though you're an action taker. Okay, so that's key, that's crucial. So we use dropmark.com. Okay, so if I just put myself back on camera real quick. So I've given you a quick, let me give you a little bit of a rundown, finally, what we've said. You want to leverage, here's a little bit of a summary, and make sure anyone who hasn't got started yet, make sure you click the button, join our group Coaching Elite Mastermind, only $497 per month. I'm looking forward to coaching direct. And the final overview, like I said, you want to have a tripod, okay, a Logitech C930E. This is a C920, but the one that I'm using right now is a Logitech C930E. So obviously, always use an external actual camera for doing your presentations, doing your Hangouts. Logitech C930E and the tripod. Okay. Always brand yourself, even when you're coming onto a Hangout, brand yourself. So as you can see here, Nathan Salmon, 6-figure presentations vault. You can do that inside the Hangouts. Looks really, really cool. In fact, let me show you something even cooler. I can also put in something cool within the Hangout as a custom overlay. This is another bonus that I'm sharing with you guys. Now, incidentally, I'm sharing this bonus with you, but for all those who don't get started, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of value. I'm sharing with the value, showing you what we can do, but I'm showing you specifically how to make this graphic. All those who are in our group coaching will know how to make this graphic I'm about to share with you. But that's how you conduct your webcast as well, okay? Now let's click this on, and boom, look at that. Live, Nathan Salmon, Group Coaching VIP Mastermind. $800 a month, but actually now $500 a month. Visit our website, etc. So you can create all these cool things inside your Hangouts. You can have other different overlays. Let me just click through them. Let's see. So I could have, say, this one here with my name. And so, of course, for our group coaching clients, our Platinum One-on-One clients, we show you how to make these as well. So, guys, if you're serious, and this is the final second that I'm here right now, I want to encourage you to get started, or else I'm going to start playing this guitar. You don't want to hear that yet. But guys, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed your company, and I'm looking forward to working with you directly one-on-one. And thank you for all of attending. Thank you, Audrey, for your input as well. Oh, and finally, I think I forgot to give the example. Yeah, leverage also a Blue Yeti microphone as well for your sound. Light and sound is everything. Guys, God bless you. This is Nathan Salmon, aka Capital Visions. And look out also, I'll be sending you the recording of this as well. God bless you, Nathan Salmon, aka Capital Visions.